All right, so we have a ton of AFL trade news to talk about today in another episode of Way Too Early 2025 AFL trade news. Whatever the hell I title these videos, I can't even remember at this point. But again, a ton of news has been coming out over the last couple of days and some very surprising news, which I'm extremely excited to talk about with you guys on the channel today. Again, I want to start off with a little bit of an interesting one that has kind of been floating around for like a year or so now, when there were rumors that West Coast actually gave Liam Ryan permission that he could maybe seek a trade again. There was a report actually coming out here saying that if Liam Ryan is gettable, then Carlton should be throwing its hat in the ring, and that's being reported by Riley Beveridge. Now, again, I've made a couple of West Coast videos now, and I am a wise man to understand that West Coast fans are very serious about their craft. They absolutely live and breathe the West Coast Football Club. Again, whatever you say, I think would be worth Liam Ryan, right now. You're going to probably get a hate comment. There's going to be that one guy in the comment section that says he's going to be worth a first round pick. He's not. Look, is he worth a second round pick? Definitely not an early one, in my opinion. I think West Coast could maybe nab a late second round pick to early third round pick for Liam Ryan. Again, we got to remember, Liam Ryan has battled his injury issues now for quite a while, and he is yet to really find a whole lot of inconsistency. And when you do look at the whole, I think, grand scheme of things, and with how West Coast are going right now, they're looking for a couple different things. First and foremost, I think they're looking for draft picks, right? They are heavily looking for draft picks at the moment. I think a lot of teams have seen what Richmond did last year and are really trying to capitalize on that before Tasmania come into the AFL and before the 20th team come into the AFL. So again, we know West Coast have all their picks. They have Hawthorn's first round pick, and of course, as we know, they're probably going to be getting a pick 2 or so for Oscar Allen as a band 1 first round compensation pick. Again, there's the reports on Harley Reid, and will he be traded or not? Again, I've talked about that in so many different videos now, whether my thoughts and opinions are on that. You can decide, but if he does, there's more first round picks there. But again, a guy like Liam Ryan can actually help them get even more picks, which first round picks are nice and all, and that's truly great. But again, we got to lower our expectations here on thinking that every team's going to be able to do what Richmond did last year, and realize that if they can get like a pick 35 to 40 or so out of Liam Ryan, I actually low-key think that kind of works for the West Coast Eagles, right? So that's one of the big things that they're looking for. And the second thing I think they're looking for is veteran leadership type of players. Now, does getting rid of Liam Ryan contradict that? Well, I think no. Again, from all reports, Liam Ryan has never been really the biggest leader or anything like that. And even though he's a veteran senior player type of situation, I think they're definitely going to be wanting to obviously continuously keeping their hands on players like Jeremy McGovern, Liam Duggan, etc., etc. Again, they're losing Oscar Allen, so that is a fair bit of leadership gone. But with him meeting with other clubs, to me, that's not really great leadership anyway in the first place. But the thing is, we saw them go out and not only target Liam Baker and Jack Graham just because of their footy skills, but obviously they're great leaders. They're both automatically vice captains in the club. And with Oscar Allen most likely leaving in free agency, there have been rumours already circling that Liam Baker might be their captain next year. So they have brought in some leaders. I still think they're going to bring in a veteran type of player or two going into this free agency. A guy in their prime like a Liam Baker who's a leader as well. But I don't think that hurts them from losing, Liam Ryan really at all. You can bring in a good pick that actually helps the age demographic of this team, because by the time they're going to make finals again, Liam Ryan, I don't know how much of a help he's going to be, but the realistic thing is as well, for Carlton, who are wanting to improve their team, if they can get a healthy Liam Ryan, this would be a good idea. But again, it's whether they think his body's going to hold up, what the situation is going to be. And again, I think he fits their team. I think they're in desperate need of a small forward. But it's going to be interesting to see how much Carlton truly think they're going to be able to get out of him. So again, that's the whole situation with Liam Ryan right now. Again, Liam Ryan has been playing a fair bit of footy this year and has hit the scoreboard. It's going to be interesting to see how the two clubs actually go and settle that. Again, there's another couple interesting ones here. Of course, as we know, Fremantle's Luke Jackson. The reports of him wanting to go home look like they could actually be true, with the West Australian revealing that Fremantle superstar Luke Jackson is expected to request a trade back to Melbourne at the end of the season. It can be revealed. Fremantle superstar Luke Jackson wants to leave the Dockers and is expected to request a trade back to Melbourne at the end of the season. It can be revealed. The West Australian understand Jackson wants to return to the Demons, where he won a premiership in 2021 on the back of significant off-field issues, which himself, the club, and management have addressed in recent weeks. Again, not only has that been reported, but the West Sport has also reported that the Geelong Football Club are interested in trying to get Luke Jackson to the team. Again, Mitch Cleary, the Demons feel that if he was to come back, it would only be to the Melbourne Football Club. So yeah, this is great for Melbourne, really, really bad for Fremantle, as we know, because Fremantle, in my opinion, I don't know what is going on right now with Sean Darcy. He's always injured. He always looks overweight, always is extremely unfit. And in my opinion, he's just a really big burden to the team because, as we know, I think he's playing like 55 to 70% game time, which is absolutely ridiculous. To play a guy consistently 55 to 70% of game time is disgusting. Not just that, he hasn't been like great in a couple years. He also really affects Luke Jackson's play. Luke Jackson's a 10 times better player than when Sean Darcy is out of the team. And when they're together, in my opinion, it just doesn't really work out that well. And he can be a liability on the field when he's just so unfit. So they lose Luke Jackson and have to roll with Sean Darcy, who, again, as I just mentioned, all those previous things. So I don't know how this ultimately gets done for a lot of different reasons, right? Yes, Luke Jackson wants to go home, and it's been reported that it's because of family reasons. I think his partner might be from Melbourne. Correct me if I'm wrong. But in saying that, I also think he wants to go home. Go to Melbourne for better opportunity. I think he wants to go to Melbourne because not only is his partner from there or whatever, but he also, I think, will be the main ruckman straight away. Because as we know, it's been revealed, I think, a couple times, Max Gawn seems like he wants to take a step back. And for the first year of them being together, it will probably be 50% of them in the ruck together. And then the next year after that, probably like 75-25, and it will continue. Again, we've seen Max Gawn's ability to be able to get around the ground and play as a forward, play as a guy who literally can move down and fill in as like a third defender. Like, he just floats down there and just takes the intercept mark. It's so impressive, right? And we know him and Luke Jackson can actually fit together on the same team, and they've won a flag doing it. It works on paper, but how do you get him? Because, in my opinion, Fremantle are going to be wanting easily, I think, 1 to 2 first round picks, right? Because they know when Luke Jackson is without Sean Darcy, he's a top 5 ruckman probably in the game. And the realistic thing is, a top 5 ruckman in 10 years ago wouldn't have been, said to be the best thing in the whole world. But today's day, all the ruckmen are dominating the league, and it's like the best ruckman time we've seen since the old days, right? Luke Jackson is going to be a tough one to get, I think, if you're Melbourne. Again, the only way I can see this happening is if Cozzy Pickett does want to go to Fremantle, which I don't know why he would at this point, but if he does want to go, right, you could try and do a straight swap. Fremantle would still probably want more, but I think that could be a legit straight swap, one of the first we've seen in a long time. But from late mail is that Cozzy Pickett's actually kind of changing his tune and actually might seem to be happy in Melbourne. And if he gets Luke Jackson back to the team, that could also help out. Again, considering there were reports from John Ralph saying that he was texting players in the off-season saying he was going to Fremantle, I would think he'd be out, but also, yeah. So I don't really know how that gets done other than that, if Cozzy Pickett wants to go there, because Melbourne don't have their first round pick this year. So that's a tough and complicated situation for all of those involved. And why would Freo want to lose him? If anything, they should try and dump Sean Darcy on someone. Like, if I was them, I think they should move on Sean Darcy so badly. If I was them, I would offer up a first-round pick for some team to take on his contract. Like, I don't think any team would really do it, maybe, because he's on over $1 million and he can't stay healthy. Geelong are the only team I think would do it, and they've got no cap, I swear to God. They've got some infinite cap glitch, I know they do, but I don't know if it's going to be over $1 million a year they could afford. Again, I really don't know. I'm lost for answers on that one. Again, the Luke Jackson Geelong situation, yeah, they've got infinite salary cap glitch, like I just said, but apparently his partner wants to go back to Melbourne. I can't see them going to Geelong. So I don't see that really happening at all. Again, there's been a couple other different situations here. One post that I wanted to talk about because I kind of thought it was a little bit silly, but a little bit ambitious at the same time. It does happen to be the post that said that Dockers to take a slice at Magpie with the shocking announcement of Luke Jackson and the strong possibility of him departing at season's end. Could Fremantle have a crack at Magpie battler and local Albany product Darcy Cameron? A story floated around mid-March that West Coast attempted to lure the All-Australian nominated player back home. This, combined with the report that Collingwood have no interest in increasing Cameron's paycheck, means it could very well be on the way back to WA if it suits him. Again, no, I know that he's looking for more money. He's going to be looking for a contract extension and whatever. There's no way he goes to Fremantle, especially with the situation that they're in. Not just that, I think Collingwood absolutely love him. He is so important to their team. Again, speaking of ruckman who can get back and take an intercept mark, he's the king of it at the moment, Darcy Cameron. He's become one of the better ruckmen in the game. Again, easily top 10, in my opinion. Some maybe even have him top 5. He's been literally that good. But yeah, Collingwood can't lose him. And I don't think they need to pay him more to keep him because, as we know, Collingwood, being a player for Collingwood, and like even Richmond, those two teams just increase the follower count. They increase your social media presence. They are both a big 4 club. Collingwood, especially right now, but a lot of women. I don't know why so many women go for Collingwood right now. And they all follow all these players on social media. And the reality is the fact that Collingwood right now, anyone who plays for them just gains like an instant 50,000 followers. It's literally why Christian Petrarca wants to go there, right? Like if you randomly just go up to any woman and you're just like, who do you go for? They all say Collingwood. I don't know why it is. They all say Collingwood. St Kilda, a lot of women go for St Kilda. Richmond, obviously. I swear to God, every woman goes for Collingwood. Just boost their social media following by 50,000. Any player who goes there, it's crazy. So yeah, I don't think Darcy Cameron's going to want to leave at all, especially not to Fremantle. I legitimately can't see that happening, and I think he will 100% stay put. So will Braden Maynardi, and I report on the channel that North are really interested on him. But again, he will see himself as a guy who will be a Magpie for life, even if he has to take a pay cut. It's the same thing Darcy Cameron will 100% do. Again, a lot of really interesting things going on with a lot of these different players, especially a lot of Fremantle news right now. Again, I'd very much like to know all your thoughts and opinions on this down below. Do you guys think any of these deals will happen? What do you guys think? Again, subscribe to this channel for latest sports content and sports news, AFL content, whatnot. Go subscribe to my gaming channel and my IRL/vlogging channel, which will be getting linked in the description down below. And I guess I'll be seeing you guys next time. Goodbye.